Greetings and welcome to the fifth video in a series about working with Excel's clustered column chart. Now that the series has looked at the data series part of the chart in some detail, the next few videos in the series will focus on the chart's categories. This video specifically looks at adding a category to a column chart. First, the video looks at manually adding a category to a chart using the horizontal category axis section of the Select Data Source window. Second, the video looks at adding a category using the Chart Data Range text box when the new category is adjacent to the chart's current dataset and when the new category is not adjacent to the chart's current dataset. Third, the video looks at how to add a new category using the chart selection handles. There is one key point to remember as the examples are demonstrated. Anytime a new category is added to a chart, the new category must have a data series associated with it. Let's start by adding a new category to a chart using the Edit button in the horizontal categories section of the Select Data Source window. Let's look at two examples of the process of adding a category to a chart. First, let's look at how to add a single category to a chart by first selecting the data series associated with the new category and then selecting the cells containing the categories. Second, let's reverse the process by first selecting the cells with the categories and then adding the data series associated with the categories. 1. Right-click the chart. The chart activates and the chart's context menu appears. 2. On the context menu, click the Select Data menu item. The Select Data Source window appears. Notice the list of data series associated with the chart. In our example, there is only one data series for the chart, the Michigan data series. 3. Click the data series that needs the new data points. In this demo, let's click the Michigan data series. 4. In the Legend Entries Series section of the window, click the Edit button. The Edit Series window appears. Observe the Collapse button to the right of the Series Values text box. 5. Click the Series Values Collapse button. 6. Select the contents of the Series Values text box. 7. On the worksheet, select the data series, including the data already part of the chart. In our example, let's select from cell B2 to cell D2. 8. On the right side of the Series Values text box, click the Expand button. 9. On the Edit Series window, click OK. Notice the chart has a new data series on it, but no category associated with it. Also observe that on the right side of the Select Data Source window in the list of categories there is a blank category. Now that the chart has a series for the category, let's add a category to the chart. 1. On the right side of the Select Data Source window in the Category section, click the Edit button. To the right of the Access Label Range text box, notice the Collapse button. 2. Click the Access Label Range Collapse button. 3. On the worksheet, select the cells containing the original categories in the new category or categories. Observe that the original categories, low-end desktop and mid-level desktops, are in cells B1 and C1, and the high-end desktop category is in cell D1. So let's select the cells B1 to D1. 4. On the right side of the Access Range text box, click the Expand button. 5. On the Access Label window, click the OK button. 6. On the Select Data Source window, click the OK button. The chart updates with the new category and its associated data series. Now, let's look at the same technique, but let's add in a new category first and then the associated data series. In the example, let's add in a low-end laptop category before adding in its data series. 1. Right-click the chart. The chart activates and the chart's context menu appears. 2. On the context menu, click Select Data. The Select Data Source window appears. Notice the list of data series associated with the chart. In our example, there is only one data series for Michigan. 3. On the right side of the Select Data Source window in the Categories section, click the Edit button. To the right of the Access Label Range text box, notice the Collapse button. 4. Click the Access Label Range Collapse button. 5. On the worksheet, select the cells containing the original categories and the new category or categories. Observe that the original categories in our example, the low-end desktop, the mid-level desktop, and the high-end desktop, are in cells B1, C1, and D1. The new category, low-end laptops, is in cell E1. So let's select the cells B1 to E1. 6. On the right side of the Access Label text box, click the Expand button. 7. On the Access Labels window, click the OK button. Now let's add the data series for the new category. 1. Click the data series that needs the data points. In this demo, let's click the Michigan data series. 2. In the Legend Entries Series section of the window, click the Edit button. The Edit Series window appears. Observe the collapse box on the right side of the Value Series text box. 3. Click the Series Values Collapse button. 4. Select the contents of the Series Values text box. 5. On the worksheet, select the data series, including the data already part of the chart. In our example, let's select from cells B2 to cell E2. 6. On the right side of the Series Values text box, click the Expand button. 7. On the Edit Series window, click OK. 8. On the Select Data Source window, click the OK button. Once again, the chart updates with the new category and its associated data series. Now, let's look at a slightly more complex situation. Let's add 2 new categories, update an existing data series, and add 2 new data series to the chart. Specifically, let's add the mid-level laptops category and the high-level laptops category along with the Ohio data series and the Illinois data series. Let's start by adding the new categories to the chart. 1. Right-click the chart. The chart activates and the chart's context menu appears. 2. On the context menu, click Select Data. The Select Data Source window appears. Notice the list of data series associated with the chart. In our example, there is only one data series for the chart, Michigan. 3. On the right side of the Select Data Source button in the Category section, click the Edit button. To the right of the Access Label Range text box, notice the Collapse button. 4. To the right of the Access Label Range text box, click the Collapse button. 5. On the worksheet, select the cells containing the original categories and the new category or categories. Observe that the original categories, low-end desktops, mid-level desktops, high-end desktops, and low-end laptops are in cells B1, C1, D1, and E1 respectively. The new category, mid-level laptops, is in cell F1, and the other new category, high-end laptops, is in cell G1. So let's select the cells B1 to G1. 5. On the right side of the Access Label text box, click the Expand button. 6. On the Access Labels window, click the OK button. Next, let's update the existing data series Michigan and add 2 new data series to the chart Ohio and Illinois. Let's start with updating the Michigan data series. 1. Click the data series that needs to be updated. In this demo, let's click the Michigan data series. 2. In the Legend Entry Series section of the window, click the Edit button. The Edit Series window appears. To the right of the Series Values text box, observe the Collapse button. 3. Click the Series Values Collapse button. Since we are updating an existing data series, we won't need to select a label for the data series. 4. On the worksheet, select the data series, including the data already part of the chart. In our example, let's select from cell B2 to cell G2. 5. On the right side of the Series Values text box, click the Expand button. 8. On the Edit Series window, click OK. Now, let's add the Ohio data series and the Illinois data series. Let's start with the Ohio data series. 1. In the Legend Entries Series section of the window, click the Add button. The Edit Series window appears. Observe that the Collapse button to the right of the series value text box. 2. Click inside the series label text box. 3. Click the cell containing the label for the new data series. In this example, the new data series is Ohio, and the label is found in A3, so let's click cell A3. 4. Select the contents of the series value text box. 5. On the keyboard, press the Delete key. 6. Select the cells containing the data for the new data series. In this demo, the values for the new data series are found in cells B3 to G3, so let's select the cells B3 to G3. 7. Click the OK button. The Edit Series window closes. Now that the Ohio data series is added to the chart, let's add the Illinois data series to the chart. 1. In the Legend Entry Series section of the window, click the Add button. The Edit Series window appears. 2. Click inside the series label text box. 3. Click the cell containing the label for the new data series. In this example, the new data series is Illinois, and the label is found in A5. So let's click cell A5. 4. Select the contents of the series value text box. 5. On the keyboard, press the Delete key. 6. Select the cells containing the data for the new data series. In this demo, the values for the new data series are in cells B5 to G5. So let's select the cells B5 to G5. 7. On the Edit Series window, click the OK button. The Edit Series window closes. 8. On the Select Data Source window, click the OK button. Excel updates the chart with the new categories, the updated data series, and the 2 new data series. The chart updates to reflect the 2 new data series, the additional data for the Michigan data series, and the 2 new data series, Ohio and Illinois. Adding categories to an existing chart is a bit challenging. Let's look at an alternative method of accomplishing the same goal, but it is slightly easier. The first alternative method of adding a new category chart works well when the new category is adjacent to the original data set. Let's look at adding the low-end laptops category to the chart. 1. Right-click the chart. Notice that the chart activates and the context menu appears. 2. On the context menu, click Select Data. The Select Data Source window appears. To the right of the Chart Data Range text box, notice the Collapse button. 3. To the right of the Chart Range text box, click the Collapse button. 5. On the keyboard, press the Delete key. 6. Select the cells of the original data set, the new category, and the new category's associated data series. In this example, let's select the cells A1 to E4 for the original data set, and cells F1 to F4 for the new category and its associated data series. 7. On the Select Data Source window, click the Expand button. 8. On the Select Data Source window, click the OK button. This is a slightly better method of adding a category because the category and its data series are selected together. Now let's look at a similar variation of this technique. In the video on tips for column charts and the video on adding a data series, the selection handles were introduced. In this section of the video, let's look at using the selection handles to select a new category. In this example, let's add the Illinois category to the chart with a starting set of categories of Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. Observe that the chart's category labels are found in the worksheet's rows instead of the worksheet's columns, as in the video's previous examples. 1. Click the chart. The chart activates and the selection handles appear in the chart's data source. The blue rectangle represents the series values, the red rectangle represents the data series labels, and the purple rectangle represents the category labels. 2. On the worksheet, point to the purple selection handle, the square in the lower right-hand corner of cell A4. 3. Drag the purple selection handle down one row. Observe that the data series handle follows the purple handle downward. This method is the easiest way to add a new category and its associated data series to a column chart. Next, let's look at how to add a new data label that is not adjacent to the chart's data set. The final example of adding a new category to a chart looks at the situation where the new category and the associated data series are not adjacent to the current data source for the chart. To demonstrate this process, let's add the Minnesota category to the chart with Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois categories. Observe that the Minnesota category is not adjacent to the chart's current data source. 1. Right-click the chart. Notice the chart activates and this context menu appears. 2. On the context menu, click Select Data. The Select Data Source window appears. Notice to the right of the Chart Data Range text box the Collapse button. 3. To the right of the Chart Data Range text box, click the Collapse button. 4. After the current contents of the Chart Data Range text box, click the mouse. 5. On the keyboard, press the comma key. A comma tells Excel that the next cell range is not adjacent to the cell's current data source. 6. Select a new category label as associated data series. In this example, let's select the cells A6 to E6. 7. On the Select Data Source window, click the Expand button. 8. On the Select Data Source window, click the OK button. The new category and its associated data series appear on the chart. Adding categories to a chart is straightforward, but has many more steps than adding a series. The additional steps are a result of not only having to add the category, but having to assign a data series to the new category. The video showed 3 basic ways of adding a category. First, the video demonstrated adding a category using the Category Horizontal Axis window to add the category, and the Edit Series window to add the data series associated with the category. Second, the video demonstrated how to add a category and its data series using the Chart Data Range text box on the Select Data Source window. Third, the video demonstrated how to use the chart select handles to add a category. The next video in the series looks at removing a category from a chart. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Until the next video, best wishes.